Right. Let's give everybody obviously a couple minutes just to make sure that people can get on. Mark, you can unmute yourself. So I can. Okay.
Yep.
I'll give it one more minute. And then if you just can watch the waiting room. Yeah. All right, we'll get started because I don't want to keep everybody real long. Can everybody hear me okay? Just nod, the screen people, okay. I was having problems, of course, with my audio on my laptop. I was like, great, this is always how it goes. But I'm just gonna kind of go over some bullet points, general information, park and pool use, being on time, hydration, and then anybody can ask questions if they have them. All right, so basically we're taking 5 teams down there, 76 athletes. We all know that we need to arrive in Florida by 1:30 on that Thursday. I know some families are coming down on the Wednesday. That is fine. Transportation is provided by us for athletes only. They get transportation to and from ESPN for their practice. They get transportation to the competition. They get transportation to final day and bid reveal. Now, last year, the way we did it, if there is, let's say, a team that competes at like 6 and their reveals at 10 p.m., because sometimes they're crazy, the athletes will stay there the whole time. Sometimes we have them because it is warm. They bring, their change of outfit, the tank top that they got throughout the season, things like that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, once we see the formality of the schedule, which has not been released. I do not have a block at this point. But hopefully we will have a block sooner than later. I can't believe we're like 6 short weeks away from this. We still have 2 full comps, and then regional summit, and then we're basically on our way. So we will practice on Thursday at ESPN. We get times. We try to shoot for early evening. So basically last year we might have the kids, we left at 5 o'clock and they were back by 7. So that's, you have free time. You don't go with us to practice. You basically, we show up, the coaches, Mark and myself, we show up at the hotel. We meet Big Ray, our driver, and we take them over to ESPN. We practice and then bring them back. And we always try to communicate through band. So it's super important that you're in the summit band, because that's how we're going to communicate. We won't communicate in the big band. Obviously, the coaches will communicate in their own band, especially when it's you see, Mark, there's people in the waiting room. Okay. So that's the biggest thing. You have to, as frustrating and as annoying as the dings are over that time, it's really imperative that you have your band notifications off on, sorry, not off, on for Summit, just so you're aware of what's going on. Because I do think we communicate very well. The Summit S'more is laid out really well. We've never done a Zoom before, but the only time we did it was in COVID. So, but I get it. There's a lot of new people. And sometimes, like for me, it's like riding a bike. I just get on. I know the drill. I know what to do. But I'm glad we were able to schedule this and like hopefully answer all your questions. The bottom line, we're there to compete. The parks are a bonus. To be honest, I don't enjoy Disney. I'm not a fan. It used to be in Tampa. It was amazing because we didn't have those other distractions. But I understand.
Best whatever.
Yeah. And I understand though that the the park part of it. Kids love Disney, love rides. I don't enjoy rides because I get motion sickness. So for me, it's not a thing. We're there to compete. So we ask you to stay out of the parks until they're done competing. I mean, we really stress that. We've had situations where kids did go into parks, they get really tired. It's a lot of walking, as we know. This is where you get your 25,000 steps in. And especially if they compete late at night. And then it just didn't work out. So just please be mindful. We work all season long for this. So this is something that's really important. And the main goal is to compete. The protocol for your for the day your athlete competes, they come comp ready. We give you a scheduled time. And the way that Marriott Village is set up, it's like a big circle. Big Ray will pull up. We load the kids up. We transport them to the venue. We compete. We wait for their awards and then or their reveal to find out if they're moving to final day. And then we return them to the hotel. We do ask you to not say, can I take my kid from here? We pay, like you guys pay for this transportation. It's a part of your package. So it's really important. Like, I have to pay my guy if your kid's on that bus or not. You know what I mean? So there's a reason we provide it. It makes it easier for us knowing we have all kids, load them on and we go. So just be mindful of that. If for some reason you really something happens, listen, stuff happens. We know that. Come see Mark or I, don't go to the coach, because if you go to the coach is automatically going to say, go talk to Mark and Kelly. So if you have a situation or something, please just come see us. We won't like lay down the hammer, but like for us, we're always counting kids. This is a big event, as you know. So like we're very diligent about that and making sure they get on and get off. Pool and park use. We understand athletes want to enjoy some time in the pools and the parks. However, sun is very draining. It needs to be kept at a minimum. We believe athletes should not be on parks on the day that they compete. Absolutely not. And sunscreen must be applied. We see it every year. Kids come to practice at ESPN. My kid's stunned. My shoulders are burnt. We're going to stunt. So just like I said, I know their kids aren't always like, I don't need sunscreen. I'm good. Even if they don't like the lotion, take the spray, run behind them and spray them, because like I said, we're not used to it either. So it's draining. So just be very mindful of that. And we always feel like to prevent sunburn, it ensures that our athletes can perform at their best of their ability for this end of season event. And also refrain from using the hot tubs. Those are also they cause dehydration. I mean, it's warm. I don't know why people always want to get in a hot tub when it's warm, but just like I said, like we put the onus back on you guys to like be diligent about these things, because it's not just about Mary or Susie, it's about the whole team. Being on time. I'm on time
Real quick, Kelly. There's the weather. Rain on Friday, rain on Saturday.
There's no phone.
Oh, you didn't see it?
No.
See it? Rain.
In Florida?
Yeah, in Orlando. Rain on Saturday.
Okay. Well, okay.
Unfortunately.
Oh, this weekend, you mean?
No, is that this weekend? Yeah,
Mark,
whatever.
we're 6 weeks away from Summit. We're going to Reach a Beach.
This is Reach a Beach weather. Never mind. All right, my bad.
So you won't be getting a suntan this weekend either. The weather's not great. I think it's really important to be on time. If you're not an on-time person, if we say be there at 4:15, you should think in your mind you have to be there at 4.
Yep, that's Viper time. Viper time.
Yep, we have to, get the kids loaded, get them through. We have to use those amazing, like my Disney experience, they have to scan to get in the arena. Half the time they fail. We're having to run in customer service. So like, I am a person who allows a lot of time. I give a big buffer for these things. So just be very mindful of that. If for some reason you're not staying at the Marriott Village, I think most are, but if not, you must make sure your kid is at the Marriott Village. They cannot be at ESPN. They must be at and get on that bus with the team. If you show up late, it's a $25 fine. We put it right in your account and we hit your credit card. So just be on time. We ask you to do that because like I said, one time I will admit, this was a funny story. Some of you were there. A coach started the car, threw the backpack in and shut the door, and the truck locked, our rental, okay? And there's 12 of us. We're panicking. We can't get it open. What we call the rental car company, they're like, we're going to come out eventually. We're like, we got to go. We stuck 12 of us in an SUV to get up to the hotel that everybody's staying at, and we were late. and ask Mark. I don't like to be late. It gives me angst. I just don't do it. So I understand things happen, but just the biggest thing is communicate. If something is going on or something is happening, and let's say you're at lunch at Disney Springs and oh my gosh, you're having trouble, like just have to know, because if we don't know, we can't help you. So just like be mindful of that. Hydrate. I went over hydration and sunscreen. It's very important. They drink a lot of water, Gatorade. Try to stay away from sodas, things like that. Celsius, Monsters, all those amazing drinks that the kids love, especially down there. Lots and lots of water. Lots and lots of water. When you're traveling, you're obviously parents and athletes and coaches and owners were representing Victory Vipers. So we expect that everyone to be on their best behavior, show great sportsmanship, be on time, and be respectful to your teammates and the other teams around you, especially even other programs. Like we always say, it's so important to like even cheer our biggest competitor on. It's part of what we try to teach at Victory. So we expect that from all aspects. Curfew, depending on when your athlete competes. If your team is in the morning, we ask that, that you're in bed, they're in bed by 10 or so, if it's really early, and like lights out by 11. If you know your kid needs lots of sleep, make sure that they get lots of sleep. Because like I said, it's draining. The sun, like when you get to ESPN, for those of you who've been there, there's not much shade. There's shade in like the ballpark area and maybe under some palm trees, but there's not a lot of shade. So just like I said, make sure you're hydrated. They'll be able to carry their backpacks. So that should not be an issue. They can have stuff with them. Park hoppers. We sent out this is one area, I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of knowledge in, because I pay the bill, I get the numbers, we send them to you. Kids used to get a card. They don't do cards anymore. It's all loaded on MDE, the My Disney Experience. So to make your theme park reservations, you need My Disney Experience account and then the valid theme park admission link, which is the number that each kid has. Make sure you only are loading your kids' park hopper on there. And then once you create your Disney Experience account, you select the dates and which parks you'd like to visit. Now, I know that's kind of hard right now. They stopped doing reservations, but with groups like this, you have to have a reservation to go into a park. It's just how they do it. They didn't do reservations pre-COVID. It's just something that stuck. But with groups like this, you have to have a reservation to a park. But they did on January, what was it, this year, January, the beginning of January, they lifted, you can park hop. So you can, let's say you're at Magic Kingdom and you want to go over to Epcot, you can do that now where you couldn't do that before. And just remember, if you need the customer ID, I think Audrey has in the link. If she doesn't, if you need the customer link, like it says, like especially if parents buy tickets, I'll give you that right now, just in case you're like, what is our customer ID? Like I've had this number literally since day one, since Victory opened with Varsity. So Victory Vipers customer number is 349-44-379. And in the Summit S'more, Audrey has the links. You click to do the things. If you guys want to buy tickets for park hoppers, or if you just want to buy, the link hasn't been out for if you just want to buy spectator tickets to the event. That link we haven't been given that link yet. And then with your child's, and you guys just have to make sure you set up your child's pass, link their ticket. Now, if you have questions, just unmute yourself. Or you can put it in the chat. It's probably, you can just unmute yourself if you want. Hopefully I'll be able to answer what you're looking for.
I have a question.
Yeah.
That number you just gave us, that's for us. Where do we put that in? What's that for? The customer ID one?
So some people have asked me for it. I think if you're buying, and Scott might be able to answer this because he asked me this. If you're buying a park hopper ticket for yourself, Allie, you need that customer ID number. Am I correct in saying that, Scott? Okay. Yep, he's saying yes.
Thumbs up.
Does that make sense? So like if you click on that link, because I've done it, it'll say customer number. So then it attaches you to Victory Vipers, even though you pay for it on your own. And then it has location pickup, right, Scott, for your ticket?
I'm unmuting. So, when I had to call back Varsity, there's no customer pickup, so leave it blank. They said just put in the number and then click submit, and then you'll have all the information. It worked.
He's a Disney guy. I am not.
Hey,
That is what,
This link
Kelly?
is in the band that in the summit band that we,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
It's in the
It's-
more. Yeah.
And it's Angela. I just wanted to add, I've already done it and they actually have already emailed me my numbers, which was super fast this year. So they're working.
good. I
Yep.
know, I couldn't believe how fast we actually got the tickets. It was quick. Usually they lag on it.
Kelly
Yep.
Marino was asking if we do not plan to go with any parks, do the girls still need to have their reg number in the Disney X app for ESPN?
I think so, because that is what we scan for them to get into ESPN.
Okay. And
I
then
can
Gwen's
get clarification on that, but I feel like for kids to get in, because that with that 2-day park hopper is a 5-day admission to ESPN. So you absolutely, they have to have that, because this is the one time we always say, don't have your phones. The kids will have their phones because they will have to scan them and get their thumbprint to enter ESPN. And we do that on the first night of practice. So like we give it a trial run, if that makes sense. We take care of it the first time, and then hopefully it's not a problem. Now, not every kid has a phone. Those parents will have to get a hard pass, or will have to get them a hard pass, it literally looks like a credit card. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day. If for some reason there's some young ones, but I think most of our athletes, but some don't. So, and that's okay if for some reason. Go ahead, Gwen.
Oh,
Green
I
said-
meant the parents, like the because I did the park hopper thing for myself, and I got the number and I linked it. Did I read correctly? Does anybody know? Do I also get entrance to ESPN, or do I have to
Yeah.
buy extra
Nope.
tickets? Yes.
You get 5 days.
Good.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay.
That'd be really expensive if you had to. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would try.
Marissa
ahead,
McGettigan's
Jen.
where
Oh.
do we get the link for parents to purchase Park Hopper /ESPN package?
It's in the Summits more.
Okay.
Everything's in this.
Everything's in there. Like if you literally sit down and read through it, it's all in there.
Y'all have
And
no
maybe
idea.
everybody says we give
how
too much information, but it is like,
No, it's not. That's not too much. Y'all knew how much time Audrey puts into that every week for us. You should feel obligated to look at it every time it comes out, because it's got everything. If you ever have a question, you go to that thing, it's probably going to have the answer.
it's our arch nemesis. Go ahead, Jen.
If you're not buying park hoppers and you just need an ESPN,
Hmm.
are you able to just do the ESPN? Do you know?
Yes, we'll send a link. We just don't have it. Varsity usually sends it out. I feel like it's going to come out right after Easter and Passover. I feel like that's when they're going to send that link for that. And listen, they say it sells out. It does not sell out. Like, don't let people panic you. Like, you better buy your ticket. And I think you can choose how you do it. I think actually the way they do it now, you have to buy a daily every day if you don't have like the park hopper. So, but it'll explain it in there. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No,
Kelly, I have one question.
you should be able to buy a double and a parking pass unless they've changed since last year. You should be able to buy a 2-day and no. You have to do she's right. You have to do 1 day, because if you don't advance, the second day would be void. So she's right. It is 2 separate days, but you can buy the parking ticket with that.
Yep.
Kelly, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So I am not on bands, and thankfully that's a good thing. However, Beth is
I know
on
you're
band.
not admitting that on this public forum here.
Oh, no, I am. Beth is usually doing the band, but will there be a separate summit band for this?
There
Okay.
is. There is. And
Okay.
it's been in the s'more. Like there's literally, because
Okay.
we said you will not get, how'd you get your park hopper number? Because you had to get in the summit band.
I got it from Beth. She sent it to me.
Okay. Because we did that on purpose. Because like people have to understand, like we were literally have people join on final day of summit, the band. We're like mind blown. How did you know what was going on this whole time?
All right, so
Unless
I'll
they
make
had
sure
the
that I
secret
download
door.
the summit band for summit. That's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be great.
No problem.
Somebody asked about picking parks, I think, Mark. Can you go in the chat?
Gwen asked any advice on picking days to go to the parks and how can we wait to reserve? How long can we
Yeah, I
wait?
think you can wait to reserve for sure. My suggestion is don't go to the parks, but definitely not the day you compete. So for instance, Sidewinders has a wild card bid, so they are going to compete on Friday. So that is not the day to go to the parks. And we try to keep the kids busy. Like we're like, all right, we're gonna have a team meeting or we're gonna have this just because, like I said, the whole reason we're there is to compete, you
Yep.
know, and our goal is to get to finals. Last year, every single one of our teams got to finals and one team won. We worked the entire time. And we've also had times where teams didn't get to finals. And for us, that's a hard pill to swallow because we want that the whole goal is to get there. So my suggestion is that if you're going to book a park, I would wait till after this weekend. You never know. Somebody could upgrade to paid, which that's another goal for us this weekend. And if they do, if anybody all the teams except Cobras are going Friday and then Cobras is Saturday. We're hoping we get a team that gets paid that moves them to Saturday. And then you advance to finals. So Scott, do you know this? Like, because of this, I don't know. Like, if you reserve a park, can you be like, I'm unreserving it, or once it's
Yes,
reserved?
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yeah. And when from what I saw from last year with all the reservations, it doesn't sell out. It absolutely does not sell out.
Yeah. It doesn't.
And
It was a
for new
little bit
parents,
trickier in COVID for sure because they limited the number of people, but that is not the case anymore.
Nope.
So
yeah.
Nope.
And for new parents, it feels really weird, like to be going to Disney and not booking and going to the park all these days. And then if you have your other children, going to the park and leaving your athlete, not going to the park. But really after you go and experience it for a year and understand just the challenge of the sunburn, the tiredness in the legs, the not being able to compete, the maybe the challenges of being somewhat an injured athlete while trying to compete, then you get that it's really better for the athlete to go to the park after they are completely done competing. And so over the years, I think at first, I bought more tickets than I do now. But, as the years have gone on, I know that my daughter's ticket is paid for, and I wait until I have enough information to know when I can book her ticket. And then, if it's only one day that she's going to the park, but I paid for a 2-day pass, then it's okay. I'm okay with that. But we know everybody is different and you have more than one child, but it really is, we're there to compete.
thanks, Dr. Moore. Anything else? Anything like I don't care how, like, if you're like, I don't understand. And so like for parents, most parents, because we are in one area, they share Ubers over to the venue. You know what I mean? Like obviously most of you know somebody at this point. So like hop in a share an Uber, be like, I'll pay this way, you pay going back. You know what I mean? Obviously, like the hotel provides transportation to Disney Springs and the parks, which is nice. And thank goodness we got a great rate and you get breakfast and you can use all 3 of the facilities there, the hotel facilities. So like I said, I always think it's for us last year was completely magical only because we won and just what had transpired leading up to it was crazy, but just watching the kids when you see them down there and they just it's just I don't know, like I'm gonna get emotional, so I'm gonna stop talking, but it's just they work so hard, you know what I mean, to get to this point. And that's what we're doing right now. And like I know it's frustrating. Like you know me, I don't like to change the schedule, but we've added time because we just want these kids to be fully prepared. We brought in Marcus Thomas from Brandon All Stars, who made such a difference. Like these things, we're doing this for the betterment of these kids and the teams and for our coaches. So it's just like I said, like just it's fun, it's exhausting, it's emotional, it's physical, it's all of those things. So just like I said, bear that in mind. And like I said, we are always reachable, always obtainable unless I'm asleep. If something's going on down there, like anything, reach out to us. Cause like I said, like you know, we're there for the kids and we're there for you guys because you guys pay for this experience. You pay all year long, you know what I mean? So like we're here for you and just remember that whatever need it may be, silly or even there's I always say, I always try to remember because I've been doing this along that there's really no dumb question. Like I can't oh look at that little cat. You can't just assume everybody knows because they don't. You know what I mean? And a lot of we have a lot of new families this year. So we hope that you're able to enjoy this experience with your athlete and just like I said, enjoy the ride and just
I would say this,
be
Kim.
there as a family.
Summit's the best park, and that's the park for the parents and the kids because you get to see your kids do amazing things that they're all capable of doing because they're blessed with incredible talents from God to do the things they do, and they've been trained up, and it's a lot of fun. Last year was a lot of fun. If it's your first time coming down to the summit, you're really going to enjoy it. I love getting together with the parents when we can commune and hang out and do our adult stuff, and then also get to cheer our kids on. And last year was so much fun because we won 3 times, twice at the regional summit, once down there. And the great thing was like, and this is not going to happen every year. I mean, I hope it does, but all 4 teams that we brought down all made it to finals last year. And some of them for the first time. And they've been in the gym for, 6, 7 years as a team, but it's the first time they made it to finals. So it was so much fun. I mean, it was stressful, but it was so much fun. So, enjoy it. It's the best park. The best ride is making it all the way through to finals for any team that makes it that way. It's a lot of fun, and the kids and the experience they get, seeing all their favorite teams and stuff like that. It's really cool.
It is. And just remember, like, if you're getting stressed out about something, try not to show that to your child. You know what I mean? Like, I know, like, even getting ready in the like the traditions and the schedule these kids have. It's like, don't touch my hair. I need this Starbucks, whatever that is. Like there's a Starbucks at this hotel. I was like, oh, thank goodness there's a Starbucks because we know how these kids are. But just like I said, like be mindful of that. If you think they're going to need more time, like your child. We know your children, but your child. We all know that. So, and like I said, if you're struggling with something or need help, there's veteran moms even on here. Sarah's on here, Angela, Dr. Moore. There's reach out to people. You know what I mean? And if you don't know somebody, Mark is so great at this. Like sometimes he gets us in trouble because he talks to everybody. We'll be out and we make 10 new friends. Whenever I'm like, now we can't shake him, Mark. Now we can't get rid of him. I'm like, what are we gonna do? But like, especially as a veteran parent, go up to somebody like, hey, my daughter so and so. You know what I mean? Because I always feel like too, as a new parent, sometimes you're like, okay, you know what I mean? Like you guys, you obviously our gym space. You guys aren't in the gym. I try to know everybody, everybody's name. I just think that's super important. And so like introduce yourself to somebody, especially this is the fun part too, when everybody stays together. That's why we try to do this and we push for this because that's what the kids love. Like the traveling is great. It's exhausting, but they all like to be together. So, take advantage of that and make a new friend at the summit this year.
Kelly, I have one more question for you.
Yes.
In the past, again, every gym does things differently as far as practice on Thursday evening. So, even though we're back and we've been with the Victory program, a lot has changed since the last time, a practice has happened in the evening. Do you have any idea like how that works, how long it goes, or all the teams practice the same time?
Yeah,
that part.
They all practice. So my goal is to so it's not running into your evening. That's why I ask everybody down 1:30. If I could pick those kids up at 4:00 and be back by 6, that's my goal. We go 21, 21, 21. We just give crossovers. It's hard because the way our crossovers are, but like we line it up. So we take them and we get it done. Like we don't add practice. I'll tell you this. We don't go, oh my gosh, we got to go up to Top Gun and add practice. We only did Top Gun when we couldn't get gyms. They didn't offer ESPN space. So, but it'll be as quick as possible. And I like to do it early evening, but like more, if I could get it towards 4, I mean, everybody knows they have to be down there by 1:30. That's the goal. So then you have the evening.
Perfect. Okay.
God, you're
you.
out of this world.
Well, you want to see me sitting in the car outside of Victory? No.
I prefer that space shot.
I know, it's great.
We actually put Scott on the moon. That's great. Sorry, Sharon, that a lot of teams will try to schedule like a team dinner or lunch just so we're aware of that. It's a lot of fun. Makes things a little bit more special if that happens. So hopefully that's something you guys can be a part
Yep.
of.
Yep.
Mhm.
We don't try to take away your time because we know, and that's what frustrates me about this whole summit. I love Summit, but that our hands are forced to buy these park hoppers. You know, it's the contract they have with, and it's never going to go away. It's just how it is. But it's like we don't want to take those experiences away from the kids too. But like I said, once again, our main goal is we're there to compete, and
It's like paying taxes. Nobody wants to pay taxes, but you have to. We all know
Yeah.
that. I don't tell everybody
oh my goodness
Can I
gracious.
ask about this weekend? If the athletes earn the paid bids, is it? I've heard like sometimes it's a strategy to just stay with the wild card. Do you guys plan to exercise those, or how does that work?
No, I'm going for paid this weekend.
Thank you.
No,
Yeah,
like honestly, like listen, we do talk about that divisions and like where things lie. But at the end of the day, like, listen, if you do your job, we always say if you do your job, you give 100%, good things come, hitting zero, if you hit zero, you don't, but we wouldn't, sometimes my coaches are like, Kelly, don't sign that bid declaration. Like I sign a bid declaration every time I walk into a competition that says what we're going for. And they all tease me. They're like, don't sign that. I don't want to get paid. I said, well, I want to get paid. So I'm signing it. And I know the parents want to get paid. So we're going to sign that, but we don't do that. We're not one to hold back. We wouldn't do that, Angela. Good question though.
our coaches do like the wild cards. And it used to be like when they first started offering wild card bids, it was like a death toll because there could be like 18 teams in the competition division for the wild card, and only the top team, number one, would go into finals. So now it's like the top five. So you have a lot more opportunity, and we know that we're good. So if we get a wild card bid, there's a good chance that we're gonna snag one of those top five spots, and we're gonna move straight on the finals on Sunday. So,
But
Yeah,
everybody now is in the wild card. Like, it's funny, it shifted. There's, J2, J3, the divisions are massive. They will divide it, which we appreciate. When you're going against 90 teams, that's a little crazy. I know that definitely they're always the biggest divisions because junior age is the most at All Stars is the most. There's just tons of kids in that age bracket and then those divisions. So, but yeah, if we can get paid this weekend, that would be amazing. I'll take all 3 paid bids. That would be amazing.
I love winning, right, Kelly? But like we hate losing more than we love winning. But winning's great because winning's the cherry on top of the sundae for all the hard work and sweat and tears and stuff the kids put into it, coaches.
Yeah.
But like, and we love it, believe me. But like, we hate
For
losing.
them, yeah. Yep.
So let's go win.
Yeah.
Any other questions, guys? All right, I got a pork loin to cook for dinner, so I gotta get that thing going.
Be right over,
Yeah.
Mark.
Come on
All
over.
right, and like I
I'm
said,
on my
here's
way.
what
I
I
just arrived
said.
the car, Mark.
And like I said, if anybody has any questions or like, I don't want to ask that on the Zoom, just send us an email, shoot me a text, you know what I mean? And I'm here. And like I said, we do try to be present at the summit, like, especially like we love showing up and the kids love Big Ray. For the ones who have not
Yes.
experienced Big Ray, the kids love Big Ray. He's crazy. He knows the kids. The 1 year we gave him world's medal when we won 8th in the world. It was funny. He's just a good guy. The kids love him. So but like after practice, we always stop by. We try to be around. Sometimes we're rushing because as you guys know, like even the schedule for Reach the Beach, I asked like, was it Hiss and Sidewinders at the exact same time? And I said, come on, in different venues, in different halls. I said, so they gave me a 9-minute window. So I talked to the EP the other day. I'm like, is there a secret door I can get Hiss over to Sidewinder so they could see them and my coaches? And there are. So, but sometimes it's a little chaotic. The venue's obviously a lot bigger. They use 3 locations there. But like I said, we'll have it all mapped out. It will be, and like I said, if you have a question, just ask somebody or ask a veteran parent, but we're more than willing to answer your questions. Well, everybody have a good night.
Good luck, everybody.
Thank you. We'll see you at Reach
Thanks.
the
Good night.
Beach. Safe travel.
Thank you.
You're
Bye-bye.
welcome. Bye-bye.